Welcome to Coach's Corner with Julian Eden. I have with me Coach Bryan Coggin, the basketball coach for Arnall Middle School. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, last night you guys had a game, a season opener game against Lee Middle School. And that game was a clutch performance. It was just tension all the way.
It was definitely some pressure there. It was a clutch game. I'm glad we won it. I'm glad my guys pulled off the victory, but I was hoping they could have done it without going into overtime. But they definitely had the opportunities to do that. But we made a few mistakes, and it went into overtime, and luckily we were able to pull it off.
In the first and second quarter, your team actually struggled in that game. What did it feel like to see your team, struggle out there, and how did you deal with that?
Well, it was definitely a change from the very first preseason game. They did very well, and then to see them struggling in that first half last night was a little stressful, but I had to figure out why they were struggling and correct a few things and halftime and come back out and play a little differently and win the game.
What major area do you think your team struggled in yesterday?
Our defense was struggling yesterday. Just not getting back, letting the other team beat them back down the court, not hustling. I ended up making a few changes from my 2-3 zone that I started in, and that helped as well.
Eventually, you guys pulled it off. You guys got a W over Lee. I figured you guys utilized your strength, If I may ask, what was your strength, in that game last night?
Well, teamwork, reminding the guys not to forget about the other players out there playing as a team. I have more than one MVP on this team. I got a team full of MVPs, and I had to, remind them, and we had a different high score last night than we did in the first game, and we can have a different one every game if we wanted and tried, and my guys remember their teammates out there.
Yeah, how do you get your team mentally prepared for a game?
Well, it's definitely a lot of mental that goes into it. I just have to remind them how great they are and keep their heads up. Correct mistakes, absolutely, but after I correct their mistakes, I want to pick their heads back up and send them back out on the court with confidence.
A lot of people think that during a game, a very competitive game, it's just the players that deal with pressure. The coach, I can imagine, also deal with pressure. So how do you deal with pressure, and how do you transfer that confidence, you're trying to build within yourself, to your players?
Yeah, it's definitely pressure on the coach over there as well. I just have to remember to trust in my team and know that they have the talent to beat anybody, and just know the things that I need to say when I call timeouts and when we go into the locker room at halftime. Make sure I'm making the correct changes that need to be made.
Yeah, I'm just curious, after the first half, when you guys had gone into the locker room, your players came out, like warriors. They had so much resiliency, in them. I'm just curious, what did you tell them? What's some of the key words, you told them to just help motivate them to come out and just fight?
Well, I had to remind them to protect the ball and not make mistakes, and I let them know that the team that made the least amount of mistakes in the second half was going to win the game, and that needed to be us. And I think that was part of it, but also we changed up our defense and went from playing zone defense to playing man, and I think that helped a lot as well.
How well do you think you guys will do this season?
I think we'll do great. I have full confidence in my team to go all the way. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough road to get there, but I have confidence in my team to make it happen, and we're just going to have to put in the work to get it done.
A lot of people might not know, but some people know that your team won the championship. You guys are coming into this season, as the defending champions, and you have a dart on your back. How does it feel to know that every team, every coach out there, in this conference, wants to win, wants to beat Arnall?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah, well, thank you. We are the defending champs. We did win the championship last year, and that was great. And you're right, it does put a target on our backs. Every team's ready to beat us now. It makes it, more complicated. Any coach will tell you that's won a championship before. Winning the championship is not easy. Winning the second one, repeat, is even harder. Going back to back is not something that's done easily. So we're going to have to remember that this is going to be a hard road, and we got to just put in the hard work to get it done. But I have full confidence in my team to do it, as long as everybody's willing to work hard.
Coach Coggin, I just want to say thank you for stopping by to talk with us. And I wish you the best this season, and we'll be talking with you as the season progresses. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.